Welcome back to One Piece Anime Review, episode 323. We are here reviewing episode 1082, which is known as A New Era Arrives. The coming of New Era, the red-haired Imperial Rampage. Adapted from chapter 1055. And with this very episode, we have 2 more chapters left to be adapted. So, yes, within the next 2 weeks, Wano is done. And you're like, really? Wano's done? Yes, after, oh my gosh, this arc has been going in the anime for 4 years. 4 years. Keep it the first air of this thing back in 2019, pre-COVID. It's taken 4 years to cover this stuff, and now we're just about done. By the way, this also happened with Whole Cake as well, because when I started watching this series, like 6 years ago, where during the last several episodes, they just dab a full chapter for the last few episodes. Here, they're basically just about that finish line. So, it is probably definite that episode 1084 will be the final episode of this very arc. Yes. And what do I think they should adapt next? Could they adapt Egghead? I would wait to adapt that one. Yes, I would wait. Because there are 2 really important story arcs I recommend they adapt. First is the Game Bench Family story arc, which follows up which one of 2 story arcs follow up with a lot of Whole Cake. Yeah, because those 2 reveal 2 important plot threads that let people left hanging. If you're anime only, you probably have no idea what happened to Gang Benj in the Fire Tank Pirates and also the German 6-6. My recommendation, adapt these first. And you can probably also throw in, if you want to, I would probably also start adapting the remainder of these Straw Hat Fleet stuff, because we actually brief mention here of the Straw Hat Fleet in the last episode. So I recommend basically having a couple episodes adapt the remainder of the cover stories for that one too. Would you adapt from the decks 1000 of the 100 decks of the world? Not right now per se. I would save that for a side episode, or basically have said before the current arc. But that's the only arcs I can see be adapted right now. I mean, the thing with cover stories is when they were adapted for the anime, the 2 I've seen adapted generally take up about 2 episodes. Yeah, it's a quick 2-parter and we're done. So could I see the German 6 arc be for 2 episodes? Given how long it is, I'd say 3 for that one. Yes, I'd say 3 for that one. I'd say 3, maybe 4. And in the case of the Family Bench, this one probably about 3 or 4 as well. My suggestion, adapt those first, because those are those are just as important as the main story. So Toei, please adapt that stuff. So what happens this episode? We got a few different things going on here. We still have Momonosuke and his group with Yamato fighting off against the Admiral, Rizosku, which the fight gets abruptly stopped. It goes on for quite a while. And then Shanks shows up. Yes, I was really hoping this. This fight took up almost the entire episode, with the exception of 5 minutes of cutaways to seeing some of Straw Hats. We see Nami doing basically this shooting thing, which of course Usopp is there along with Otama and Chopper. Otaku is basically with Brooke singing. Hinori is a brief cameo. Jinbei is basically seen briefly toward the end of the episode with Luffy and Zoro, who did nothing the whole episode. But you think, okay, what about Robin? Well, oh yeah, by the way, they do show the Captain Kidd pirates and the Heart pirates basically just participating in eating food. Before I read what happens next, the whole thing with Red Hair Shanks and this Admiral, let's talk about what Nico Robin was up to. Well, we see that Momonosuke's grandfather, the previous shogun, the one before Odin's father, he opens up a piece of stone for the floor, revealing a staircase. And Law just happened to was curious, like, where was Nika Rob? And she just happened to fall down here. So, of course, they go down some stairs, which are covered in moss. And then they see, like, this, oh, there's this window over here. What's this? Yeah, this goes to underwater. And they look outside. It's a ruined city. You're thinking, what's this? Are they under the ocean? Not really. They're not under the ocean at all. They're actually just underneath the island. The way he explained this is apparently the stuff that caused all the waterfalls that you see up the whole entire island. The reason why the outside is as crazy mess as it is because of the defensive walls that are built up to basically contain Wano. Well, the old Wano anyways. And apparently, if the defensive walls are broken, if the country is opened, then one of the ancient weapons is going to be unleashed. Which one? Pluton. Yes, Pluton is in Wano. Now, he says he has no idea of when this happened. Like, don't know how the heck this was caused like this. Well, not entirely detail per se. All he knows is this happened 800 years prior to the series. Which, 800 years. Yes, that's basically the Void Century. 800 years prior, the Void Century. So, like, and it's also explained the reason why it's covered in water because of rain. Okay, so then they reach the end of this. Of course, he also tells them, please watch your step. And of course, they open the door. And of course, that's what he feels the whole thing with the ancient weapon thing. Because where this next room is, this actually is just before the entrance into Old Wano. So when he gets to the bottom, we see a road poneglyph. This is actually mentioned in the Odin flashbacks that Wano's got a red poneglyph. Yeah, this is the first time it's ever been seen. In terms, if you watch just the anime, this is the first time you've seen this, but this actually was released like last year. So, yeah, and of course, according to Nika Robin, this is the third poneglyph because, well, they've already got the one Fishman Island, and of course, one from Zoe, so that makes 3. The fourth one is a bit of a mystery. They have not found it yet, but it seems as though post-time skip, they basically are getting a few steps closer to finding Laugh Tale. I mean, they discovered the Red Poneglyph during the Zoe Island arc, and they did mention that Fishman did have Red Poneglyph, but that was given to Big Mom, so they got a rubbing off that one, and of course probably the one off of Zoe. And then they got this one in particular. So we have 3. Where's the fourth one? That is something even the flashbacks never explained where the heck it is. I mean, it was already known where 3 of them were, though the second was actually in at the time of the present day was actually over in Whole Cake, in Toto Land. While in the flashback we clearly see it in Fishman Island. So this is probably given to Big Mom probably after Jinbei joined up with the Big Mom Pirates, basically as a subordinate. Though him and some pirates there left Big Mom's group, which we still don't know what happened to them because they're the only group we do not know what happened. We know what happened to Gangbench's family, Caesar Clown, and Germa. We know what happened to these 3 people, the 2 groups individual, but we do not know what happened to some pirates. In fact, they were just celebrating with Jinbei, of course, say goodbye. As what happened to them afterwards, it's a complete mystery because that one group is the only thing that's not been answered since Whole Cake gets wrapped up. So we get a few of the answers answered in the cover stories. So I recommend you adapt as soon as possible as the very next thing to adapt after this arc wraps up. So yeah, great to see the red poneglyph here. Cut back to the thing where, well, we have where Shanks basically is telling the Admiral, are you afraid of the new era? Of course, he flashes the various pirates, including seeing his adopted daughter, Uta, making her second, this technically is her second appearance in the anime. The overall is the 3rd episode she's technically appeared in. It's a silhouette, but it's a canon appearance. It is something from the manga. You see, the thing with Uta is her film debut, or film that she debuted in, along with the episode in the anime, they are technically in the original. Like in the case of Shiki the Lion, who appeared, I think it was Strong World, I believe it was. Like in the case of Shiki the Lion, she's also a canon character. The story she appeared in may be original, but yeah, she's a canon character. Oda created her. And I think it was great we got a chance to see her again. Despite the fact that when she was last in the movie, she ran off with, she basically, her contract to stop, and, well, she was taken away by Shanks to stop her tour. Excuse me, yes. This episode overall, and of course the Admiral just agrees to leave, and of course Momonosuke thinks that he is defeated. He basically finally uses his blast breath on the Admiral, and he thinks he's the one dragging over. It was actually Shanks did. So he also is telling Yamato, do not fight. Probably because he knows that he wants her to leave. So we go with Luffy, but then come some stupid decisions the next chapter, which even since the chapter came out, I still disagree with these things that Oda decided to do with at least three of the characters who basically going to be more developed in this arc. Yep, but great episode overall. Next up we have is chapter 1097, Ginny. The cover story is Reader Request by Thomakuma catching salmon in the river by Takashi. Yes, makes sense to feature both Thomakuma on this cover because, well, he is a featured character in this arc, this chapter. So, and then we see apparently Thomakuma was become a pastor. Yep. So he's healing people, get rid of their pain. So mirror thing, and then we see Jenny, who is actually just a few years older than him. Yeah, and of course, asking a lot, of course, Jenny. Yeah, cheapskate. Yeah. Yeah, and of course, talk about the Candy Country being a complete jerk. Who basically just donated the money to pay the heavenly tribute. Anyone will care to feed the prisoners. And then we see the paw print pop up. And it looks like he absorbs it. Yes, he absorbs people's pain. Yep. And apparently keeps doing this. Of course, Jenna keeps looking after him. Food. Yeah, of course, yes. When you get married like 25 years ago, come at age 22. Let's get married, Kamikachi. No, why not marry, damn it? You know you love me. Make you happy. I'm sure you would, but... I will bring your misery. Look. Yeah, and, well, we'll talk... Well, apparently this is probably set up for something later. It's like... The way she acts, it's a lot like Bonnie. Hence the fact that Jenny might be... Bonnie's mother. And the thing is, Jenny is like 4 years older than Kuma. Like about fish, and of course, basically like... And of course, like, you turn people into slaves? It's unforgivable sin. This is rebellion. Your Majesty, this is the policy. You're going over poorly with realm. Don't worry, that'll be a little straight, like labels. Yeah, he sucks. It's starting to say, the north part of the axis of our kingdom, where defines the amount of heavily tribute owed by the citizens. In other words, the south, with all its old people cannot pay the tribute, should be cut loose in doing so the country be prosperous. Yeah, cut the island in half, the lawless area. And we see Kuma. Yeah, let me see Kuma actually wearing his outfit he actually wears in present day. The black coat. Yep, white here too. Yep, So, well, and of course there's an explosion. And then they're freed by the Revolution Army. Oh, Kuma, Ginny! Yep, yeah, and they join basically like the Revolution Army. So, oh yeah, but we still lack funds. Okay. And of course, find the Marines here. And then the chapter ends basically. It was like, yeah, so show. Oh, it's showing 14 years ago. So I'd say this is probably 8 years later. So Jenny is probably like in her 30s. And the chapter ends with a check relation that, oh, Jenny's been captured by the enemy. Yep. Yeah, I actually, I'll look at it later. So I'm thinking because Jenny tends to be like she. There was mention when Kuma was 17, she was 21. So that means when Kuma was 22, she was 26. And since that was 22 years, this is actually 14. That's 8 years later. So I'm assuming that Jenny is 34. Yep, she is 34 here. And that means that Kuma must be 30. Yep, so, yeah. But yeah, plus this chapter is really short, shorter than normal chapter. Normal chapter is about 17, 19 pages. This one is 13 pages, which today probably makes this the shortest chapter release of the whole series. Excuse me, yeah. Which I find that something. I did not expect basically this one to be the shortest chapter. I mean, this chapter is just really short. But yeah, definitely good stuff here. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's it, particular view. Next up is going to be Comic Corner, and then it's on to Case Closed. Yep, Case Closed. Yep, I'll watch it next. Then I'm going to do... I have about 3 Comic Corners soon. Each of this one, Case Closed, and one afterwards. I'll do all 3, and then basically be fine afterwards. Okay, next view. Bye. Oh, come on, seriously? Thank you.